All right, hello everyone. This is Sir Adrian here, stepping in for Subscullion to film the Imperial Japanese turn in our current game of Global War 1914, titled Operation Bersaglieri. So we have one major factory down in Tokyo. We're gonna go ahead and roll for wartime economy, and the Japanese hit it. So that's great. So they complete their wartime economy tech. They have 11 IPPs to spend. So I actually took 2 off because the Japanese haven't garrisoned Korea. In fact, that's something Subscullion, as well as myself, actually, in the times I've done the Japanese turn, I've kind of been missing throughout the game. I just didn't even think about it and thought it was home country. We can't really change it now, but in future games, definitely something to be aware of. So I took 2 IPP off the Japanese for that, but we will be buying a colonial infantry to put there this turn, so then that'll be good going forward. And there's no other colonies we have. So for our purchases, we are going to buy, as I said, a colonial infantry for 2 IPP. We're going to spend 7 to buy a transport. And then our last 2, we're going to use them to upgrade the militia in Hokkaido to a regular infantry unit. In terms of attacks, we are going to have a couple. So we're going to try to attrition attack with 1 artillery that we have over in Petrograd. And we're going to we'll try to attrition attack into Western Russia. That's the 1 colonial infantry. So that's at a 1. That's a miss. We're going to attempt to amphibiously assault the Marshall Islands. So no bombardment. And the Marshall Islands, I'm aware of flat terrain, it looks like. So we're going to have 1 naval infantry. It's going to be offloading. And it's just going to be the 1 round of combat, because it's the fall winter. So we'll get 1 out of 2. Nothing. He's going to get defending colonial infantry at a 2. Nothing. And that'll be it for the combat. So nothing happens, and the naval infantry just gets loaded back onto the transport there. We are going to have our we're gonna have this cruiser that we have is gonna attempt to move 1, 2, 3, force its way through the Adriatic Gap, and then into the port in Austria and attack the dreadnought. So first of all, we got to roll to see if we make it through the Adriatic Gap. So we do. We didn't hit a 3. Now we got to roll to see if we can make it into the port. We do. And now we conduct combat, so we don't have to move things over. So naval combat is reduced to 2 rounds in the winter. So we need a 7, sorry, not a 7 or less. We need a 6 or less. We got a cruiser. So 6 or less, miss. Then a defending dreadnought at an 8 or less. Ooh, that was almost a 7. That's a 9 though, so that's a miss. So we get one more chance, so a 6 or less. All right, so that's a hit, and then he's going to get to defend at an 8 or less. And he gets a hit. So the Austro-Hungarian dreadnought is... Oh, actually, it's not sunk because they get 2 hits, so it's damaged. But not sunk. But our cruiser is sunk. So we'll go ahead off camera and I'll get a damage marker for that. I actually completely forgot that they can take 2 hits, but that's fine. We damaged it. Aside from that, we are going to have a submarine. It's going to attempt to sink the German cruiser raider. So that'll be hitting on a 1. That's a miss. He gets to respond on a 1. That's a miss. And the cruiser raider would probably just retreat off the Christmas Island here. Actually, no, it'd probably stay on the convoy line. We'll just move him 1 space over to P60. So that should be it for Japanese combat. We're not going to have any non-combat, I don't think. Actually, we will. We're going to have these torpedo boat destroyers are going to move 1, 2, 3. Into C zone M8. So just north of Egypt. And I believe that's it. Double check. Yep, that'll be it for non-combat. So placing units, we're going to have the 1 colonial infantry, which, as I said, I'm using the gray chips because I ran out of the colonial markers. But in Korea, we're going to upgrade the militia on Hokkaido to an infantry. And then the transport, we're going to have that built at the major shipyard in... I'll have it built in Tokyo. Yeah, major shipyard in Tokyo. Actually, I'll just grab that off camera. So it'll be placed right there, just off Tokyo. So our base income, we're going to get 7. And then we're going to get to roll for our wartime income. Let's see what we get with that. Oof, that's a really good roll. Best roll you can get. So the Japanese are going to have, 19 IPP to spend the next turn. That's crazy. So that'll be it for the Imperial Japanese. And we will be back shortly to film the American and then Republic of China's turns.